Uh, Today we will talk about developing certain patterns, and the pattern is like this. So I will just give you an example of how the pattern is, and then we will think about how to develop the pattern. Okay, so the pattern is like this: S is equal to 1 multiplied by 1 plus 2 divided by 1 multiplied by 2. Okay, plus 1 plus 2 plus 3. Okay, divided by 1 multiplied by 2 multiplied by 3. Okay, then 1 plus 2 plus 3 plus 4 divided by 1 multiplied by 2 multiplied by 3 multiplied by 4, and so on. 1 plus 2 plus 3 plus 4 plus 5 divided by 1 multiplied by 2 multiplied by 3 multiplied by 4 multiplied by 5, so on. Okay, so the pattern is like this. So as I given the previous example, here the idea is same. Here if you see the notice, here you see and notice that in every iteration the numbers are incrementing by 1. So we are summing it up, and we are also multiplying also. So every iteration the numbers are also incrementing. Okay, so the idea is same. What we will do for, okay, int, and remember here we basically want to start from see 1 plus 2. So we basically want to add two numbers. So how it will do? I will say int I equal to 2, I less than equal to 10, and I plus plus. Okay, and inside this for int j equal to 1, right? J less than equal to I and j plus plus. Notice here why I started from 2. Because I wanted to print two numbers, 1 and 2. So that's why I started from 2, and I passed this value 2 to lower loop. So the lower loop now gets executed twice. Understood? So here what I will do, I will create, before doing anything, I will create some integers, sum, to hold the value, and multiply int multiply to 1. Okay, I initialize those values here, and inside this I will say, okay, sum is equal to sum plus j, and multiply equal to multiply into j. Why we do this? Because in the first iteration I wanted to add this up. See, there are two values which are summing it up, right, and two values which are multiplying in the lower denominator, numerator and denominator. So we are adding up two values and multiplying two values. 1 plus 2, sum will do multiply 1 multiply by 2, because j equals to 1, j less than equal to 2. So two times it gets executed. In the first execution, sum becomes 1, right, because j was 1, sum was 0, and in the second iteration, sum becomes how much? 2. So 1 plus 2. Understood? And this value and multiply also same way. Multiply initial value was 1, so 1 multiplied by 1 is 1, and then 1 multiplied by 2 is 2. So two values gets here. And then what I will do, I will also initialize these values here, sum 0 and multiply 1. And after this, the bigger loop, when it ends, I would say final sum, right? The int final sum. I would rather print it in the float, because the values are in the float format. Float final sum. Okay, final sum. I don't initialize it better. And what I would do, I would do final sum is equal to final sum plus, right, Here what I would do the same thing, right? Sum divide by multiply. Okay, sum is for summation and multiply is for multiplication, and I would do like this. Use of unassigned variable. Okay, so there's an unassigned variable here, so I would do here final sum as 0. Okay, and I will just build this code. So build is successful. So see, in the first iteration, final sum was 0 and sum and multiply. So sum was how much? Sum was 1 plus 2 because it is starts from j starts from 1 and the value of I was 2. So j becomes 1 and the j becomes 2 before it actually comes out of the loop. So sum was 1 plus 2 and multiply is 1 multiply by 2. And then what I will do? Sum divide by multiply, and final sum we will hold the value into the final sum. Next time when it starts, it will do 1 plus 2 plus 3 divided by 1 multiplied by 2 plus 3, and the older value was final sum. It will add it up. So this way it gets incremented one after the other. So if I build this code and start without debugging, you can see here. Oops, there's some problem. There's some problem here. I'll put a breakpoint here and let you explain again. Start debugging. So see here. So sum was 0. So final sum value is 0. I will add a watch here. You will get understand here. Add a watch here. And multiply also I will add a watch. Okay. So sum and multiplications. Okay. So both becomes 1. And then sum becomes 3 and multiplication becomes 2. So see 1 plus 2 is 3 and 1 multiplied by 2 is 2. And then it comes out of this loop and then final sum comes. So final sum if you see 3 divided by 2. Okay. So 3 divided by 2 is, what is the final sum? 1. Add a watch here. See. So 1 plus 2, 3. 3 divided by 2 will be 1.5, but it will be stored as 1. Okay. Next time again it will start. Okay. So what will happen? Sum becomes 1, multiply becomes 1. Then sum becomes 3, multiply becomes 2. Then sum becomes 6, multiply becomes 6. See, 1 plus 2 plus 3, 6, and 2 multiplied by 3 is also 6. And final sum, what will be the final sum? Final sum, the old value is 1. Why 1? Because this value is 1. And then sum multiplied by, so this becomes 2. Okay. Next iteration it will come. Next iteration, what will be the value? 1. Sum is 1, multiply is 1. Then sum is 3, multiply is 2. Then sum is 6, multiply by 6. And then sum becomes 10, multiply becomes 24. See, 6, 4 into 3, 12 into 2 is 24, right? And then we will sum it up. So we will sum the older value with the new value. So 10 divided by 24 is 0. So the final sum is 2. After that, you remember, since the numbers are getting multiplied in the denominator are higher and numerator is less, so the sum will not be incremented because sum divided by multiply will always return the 0. So if I stop the debugging here and I would print the final value here, console dot write line final sum equals final sum. Okay, stop debugging. Okay, so start without debugging. So you can see here the value is 2. So the sum will always remains 2. So this is how the program should be looking. Thank you.